What's up, everybody? Wanted to make a short video today on how to build a drum kit from scratch in Maschine. I'm going to be using Moog's drummer from another mother, the DFAM, as the sound source. Basically, I've just been using the same factory patch over and over and over again with some slight variations. I want to economize those sounds and free up the DFAM for other fun stuff. So let's build a patch, do some sampling, and here we go. All right. To build our drum kit, we're going to first start with a kick sound. I'm going to reset all the parameters, all the step parameters to 0. I'm going to leave step 1 all the way up, and I'm going to put the pitch all the way down for that. I've lowered the mix section so that there's nothing coming out. And we can bring it in, we can bring each piece in slowly as we design each sound. So I'm going to turn up this oscillator all the way. And you'll see we're getting that high-pitched sound out there. So we're going to lower. Now, I typically like to tune my kick drum to the root note of the key that we're in. So let's just pretend that we're writing a song in C minor. I'm going to reference middle C from my mother 32, and you know on your mother, if you have it, is high noon on the frequency knob is middle C. Cool. Now, let's see how much lower I can go. There we go. That's rather nice. Right now I have the, what is that? I have the Vca Envelope Generator mount all the way up so that you can kind of sculpt the sound a little bit better. If it's down, it's not bad, but what I notice with the knob down is that you kind of get a slope into the attack isn't as sharp. When it's up here and this is on, you get a tighter release while still maintaining that attack. Now, the envelope generator mount for VCO 1 is all the way down counterclockwise. If you slowly increase that, we're going to start to hear that the attack becomes more present. It gets rather abrasive at the top. I'm going to sample that. Cool. I'm going to do a couple different versions of it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to slowly bring in, or not slowly, but we're going to bring in the second oscillator down here. And we're going to notice how these two interact. Now, sometimes I like to tune this guy to either a fifth or an octave of the root note, but let's see what sounds best. That's nice. It's not in tune, but yeah, this hard sync is good because you can hear when they're not synced, when the two oscillators are not synced together, they float a little bit. Again, with this envelope generator for VCO 2 all the way down, sounds like this. And the more you turn up that, you get more attack on it. Now you'll notice before I had the hard sync on and how it's out of tune right now. Well, this is going to force, it's going to bring them together in a more harmonic way. How cool is that? Now I just lost C again. Now I'm going to tune that to the fifth as the root of that kick drum, and then I think the second one I will base it in the root. I'm going to bring in oscillator 1, a little longer tail. Now if we use the, if we change the VCO decay, you'll see how that kind of scopes the overall two oscillators. It's interesting. That's not bad. Kicks, we'll work with that. Now what I'm going to do to make a snare sound is I'm going to find a subtle, I'm going to turn down VCO1, down the noise level, and down VCO2. I'll bring VCO2 back in. Cool, because sometimes I like a snare to have a little bit of a low end thump underneath it in case you need that later. Ooh, that's the snare I wanted right there. So I'm going to make a couple different versions of snares. I'm going to make kind of a central snare, a high pitch snare, and then something lower that can rest under all of them. So we'll go for high pitch. I'm going to hit C again. There it is. So now it's pitched. That's interesting. I'm going to sweep through. Real tight one. So now we have a snare and we have a kick. And I want to make a hi-hat sound, a closed and an open hi-hat. So I'm going to go as high as possible. Let me find C again. Cool. Now we're in C. And oh, there it is. There it is. Nice. We'll do an open one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run the sequence, and as this downbeat plays, I'm just gonna twist knobs and find out what happens. I'm recording all of this, so that's where I'm going to sample from. And so here we go. That's a good one. So that was all recording into Ableton. Now I'm going to show you how to transfer that and program it into Maschine. All right, so now you're going to see that everything I just did from the mother and the DFAM and my voice all got recorded into Ableton as 3 individual tracks. The only one I really care about right now is the DFAM. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that track. And then I'm going to find all the best samples there and bring them down into this open track here. And now you'll see I basically have a section of the kick drums that I liked, a section of the snares and hi-hats that I liked, and then this is the sequence bit at the end where I just messed around with knobs, kind of gave me some more options. So Maschine deals best with waveform versions of this. So I'm going to shift this all the way to the beginning of the track. And what we're going to do is we're going to bounce this out. And then I'm going to open Maschine and we're going to use this audio file to build our kit from. So now that we've bounced the track out of Ableton, you're going to go up here and switch from your library view to your files view and navigate to the file we just bounced. Now when we load that, the entire file is in this first pad. The rest of this entire process can be done on the surface of the machine outside of the DAW. So go here into sampling mode, then edit, and then you're presented with a waveform view. Now the great thing about the Mark III is you really get some great graphics on this, so you don't even need to look at the screen. What we're going to do is we're going to go through our kick drum samples, and we're going to bring the end of the sample right here, and we're going to basically trim what we like, and that first kick is in the first pad. Maschine makes this super easy. You can zoom in and get the beginning lopped off. And now that we have this nice little section cut out, we can duplicate this sample into the next pad. And what I like to do is I like to create 4 kick drums, 4 snares, 4 closed hi-hats, 4 open hi-hats, and we'll go from there. Next, I'll just slide these points forward and preview some other kick drums and see which ones I like. Pretty similar. Something. Good. And then I will duplicate that again into the next pad. That's great because it keeps the selection shifting forward through the song, or through the file that I just rendered. And awesome. So I'm going to go through and I'll make myself a kit. Now I've picked 16 samples that I liked from my DFAM. Nice. And you're given a lot more flexibility in this sense, and then we can layer the DFAM on top of this and get even crazier.